Internet Daddy.
Now you can. Here we go.
Hello and welcome to another live Golfers Ramblings with me, GMAC Golf. We've already got Golf Nuts and Internet Daddy Kent online. If any of you guys want to come on, the link's in the description, so click the link and we'll let you in. So, Mr. Johnson has said we're allowed to play golf again. How does everyone feel about that?
I'm excited to get out there and actually start hitting golf balls again. But
yeah, I've got a couple of rounds booked already, and I just want to think I need to get to the range first because literally it's gonna go everywhere. Hello, Owl Promotions. How are you, Jeff?
Yeah, very good. Thank you very much.
Good stuff.
So for me, I think we'd finish in lockdown having a swing change. I've had a month where I've not been able to do anything, so it's going to be interesting.
Hey up, fella.
For sure.
So you've just got to. I imagine you're just going to get on the range, drill it out as normal, then, yeah.
I am literally just going to go back to the old regime of drills, and grind it out until it actually feels semi-normal.
Yeah. I'm with you.
I'm not going to lie, it's a bit mixed. Obviously, everybody wants to get out there and play golf.
Yeah.
Still the grand scheme of things that it's still there. It's not going to go away.
No.
We just need to show that as a golfing community, as a sport, we can be trusted to do what we need to do.
I think that's the key thing, ain't it? Not to go crazy, not to have mass gatherings at the golf course. Just be respectful again, like we were last time. I think that's the key. What about you, Jeff? You got anything booked up?
Pat, I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait for a bit till after Christmas, I think, before I start playing properly. I mean, I'll go on a couple of days, with lads and what have you, but I'm going to wait till after Christmas.
Cool. Right then, so we've got a question in the comments, from Tom Edgar. Lee, you'll meet Tom at the Turkey Trot. What do you think will be the worst area of your game affected by the break? And has anyone ever told me I look like Rick Shields? That's for you, Tom. Thank you very much. The worst part of my game, I imagine, will still be my putting, as it was before the break. So if we look at the last lockdown, I come out, hit the ground running, and it hadn't really affected me. So I carried on, and I started playing really well after the break. So hoping that's still going to be the same. But I think my putting, because I've had a putting, similar to Lee, I've had a putting change, a putting stroke change just before lockdown, like literally the day before. So I've been trying to drill that on the carpet at home. So it's just a case of seeing how that reacts on the greens when we get out there. So, yeah. What about you?
You did come out the blocks flying, didn't you, last time?
Yeah, I've come out really well. I had some really low rounds, which was impressive, considering I never did anything apart from hit a couple of balls at a wall during lockdown. I never got a net, never did anything like that. So really, really happy with it. Hello, Mr. Farnsworth. How are you?
Paul, good evening.
So, yeah, I think that's where I'm going to struggle with, Tom. Evening, Mr. Jones.
Bonjour.
What about you, Lee? Where do you think you're going to struggle? Evening, John Ogden. How are you?
I think it's tough because having to rework the backswing is going to be, that in itself, if you're playing every single day, is going to be hard. And it may just be when I go back, it just clicks.
Yeah. You were sort of the opposite to me, weren't you? After you struggled a little bit getting into a rhythm.
I had to really grind quite hard.
Whereas you ended lockdown on a high. Yeah. Playing well. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see how you start again, to be fair.
Yeah, and obviously you've got the added thing of now the handicap or the world handicap system has reduced me to the scratch golf. It feels like more work to do.
Yeah.
So the chances are there'll be a lot of my time will be on the range, literally drill. I mean, you know me anyway. That's exactly all I do.
Yeah. Yeah. You're
go to the range and go over it. But
you're the complete opposite to me when it comes down to practice. You'll happily drill on a range, whereas I'd rather take it straight to the course, just simply. And this is my theory behind it. I'd rather see how it reacts on the course straight away.
Yeah.
So obviously, if I make it like when I went with Luke, when he made changes, I wanted to see how that reacted straight away on the course. Don't get me wrong, I drill it on the range to a degree, but that's not where I want to practice. I want to see how things are happening on the course, so I can change things accordingly while I'm there, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think this is a very different mindset. And again,
Johnny,
you could open this up to a whole new ramblings on its own.
Yeah.
The difference in opinions of who does what and why do they do that. See, I will go to the range and work out because I know I've got something to do, and I don't need to see necessarily everything. All I need to see is the ball flight to ensure that my swing is doing exactly what it's supposed to be. It'd be enough then to give me the thing of, right, I can go out now, I can go on the course. And me dispersion, margin for error is a lot tighter.
Yeah, it's almost like you're going on the course with a clear mind, knowing where it's going to go, whereas I'm standing on that tee thinking, where's this going to go?
Yeah.
Sort of thing. Yeah.
I will embed everything that was discussed into my swing so that when I go on the course, there's no swing thoughts, because that's another topic. Again, another topic of conversation for another round. Swing thoughts.
But I think being an eye handicapper as well, for me, I'm going through a totally new swing to what I was used to. And I think what it is, I'm scared if I go onto a course and try it on, I'll kill somebody. You know.
we don't want that to obviously happen.
So I have to do that. I have to go to a range. I have to go to a range and practice until I feel confident enough with that swing. So
I see your mindset behind that, to be fair, Jeff, and I think it makes perfect sense, to be fair. It genuinely does. But for me, I'm just not a fan of the ranges. I'm just not. Yes, Paul Farnsworth, ranges are back open again next week. Courses, ranges, gyms, depending on your tier system.
Saying one thing as well, when I had my lesson last time and I had to change my swing, I did go straight onto course, I think it was day after, and I broke 90. So,
yeah. Definitely working. What's that noise?
I'm in work, aren't I?
Oh, yes, he is.
That's no good to me.
Sorry, mate.
So, like Tom's made a comment here, people train differently, no different from footballers, only requiring match fitness to perform, other than needing to graft in midweek training, have the confidence to take it to the course and the pitch. Kind of makes sense, obviously, depending on the individual. We're all going to train differently, and obviously it all adds value to our individual game, doesn't it, I suppose?
Yeah, I think that, again, that there's a lot of that is also, that's what Tom said is bang on. You will get people like your Ronaldos that can just rock up and play 90 minutes of absolutely sensational football. Yeah. And then you'll get like your second division team that would probably struggle if they didn't have that midweek set.
I agree. Completely agree.
You look at the likes of Rory, DJs, Ricky Fowlers, all of them boys, we only see them on the TV Thursday to Sunday, if they're lucky. We don't see them Monday, the Tuesday, the Wednesday. And if they don't make the cut the previous week, they're already on the way to the next part.
Well, you see it anyway, don't you? A lot of the time, if they've had an early tea time, they'll come off and go straight to the putting green or straight to the range.
Yeah.
Do you know their work ethic's completely different to ours anyway? But yeah, I understand what you're saying. It kind of leads me on to sort of, do we think as amateurs we're better than we are? Like, I know I do. I know I can stand on the tee and think I'm going to shoot 69 today. My ability ain't got 69 in me every round. I've done it. But do you think that? Say again, Ken.
I never think that.
Do you not?
No, never.
See, I'm not. I don't think I'm the only one that does it. I think I'm better than my ability. 100% do.
Do you think that adds extra pressure onto yourself before you've even teed off?
Potentially, sometimes. So, like, if I go out thinking I'm going to have a low round today,
yeah,
and I start, I don't know, bogey, my head's off. And granted, I can get it back, but I think it's that preconception that I'm going to score low, I'm going to go low.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I think there's a lot of it, as golfers, we always want to be better than our previous round.
Yeah.
Agreed.
We always want that extra something. We never, I mean, probably more as amateurs. I mean, to be fair, you could probably look at it as a professional as well. That you score par, you always want to try and get that birdie or that eagle or something like that. Exactly. So when you're stood on the tee, and I think this is where, in all fairness, being brutally honest, as Paul would say,
Brutally honest.
Jackson's in the house.
This is where course management comes into it. Because if you don't put yourself in the position, you're never going to achieve the score you've got in your head.
Yeah, 100%.
That would alleviate a lot of the thought process, a lot of the mindset of I'm going to shoot low, but I'm going to stick it 300 yards left into the trees. I'm going to hit it 270 yards right. Or if you've got water, I'm going to hit it in the water.
Yeah, that I completely agree. It's the want to do well and the ability to be able to do well.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. I think, and it's that common. It's like we as golfers make golf hard. Golf isn't hard. We make it hard.
It's the idiot holding the club that is the difference.
It's the squidgy bit between his ears that's the tough bit, mate.
Yeah,
that's the issue. To be fair, Mr. Woods in the house. Hello, Aaron. How are you?
Oi.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the case. And I think when it comes to how hard is golf, it's as hard as you want to make it.
Of course it is.
And like you say, it's 100% down to course management.
And I think we can probably, me and you, who've had such a big gap from when we finished, that bit in the middle to when we started again, we left at an ability.
Yeah.
We came back with no ability. Well, little ability.
I think that's where my mindset comes from. I'm standing on the tee thinking I'm this golfer, when in actual fact I'm this golfer.
Yeah.
And I need to start thinking like this golfer again, rather than that golfer. Hello, Kev. How's things? Hope you're well, mate.
Yeah, I think if you stand on the tee thinking, I used to be able to do this. I used to be able to do it. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, mate. Yeah, like
I think used to shank.
I used to shank.
You still do, Ken.
I know, sorry.
It's like when I shot that 69. It's like I can still do this.
Yeah.
And then I think like 2 rounds later I shot 82, and I'm thinking maybe I can't.
Yeah, it's
it's.
Again, I think we've spoken about this before somewhere. I can't remember whether it was a podcast we did or whatever. Not then start chasing. You then, if you're 10 over and you know in your head you need to come back 3-4 shots to get level with handicap.
Yeah.
You then start chasing, which then means that you're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone to a point.
Mm-hmm.
But in your head, you're still thinking, I've got the ability to do this.
Yeah.
Where the reality is,
right. You ain't.
Have I?
Yeah. That's exactly it, mate. That's exactly it.
That's where your course management falls down then, isn't it? Because you are playing like catch up a bit as well.
Yeah.
So instead of going for the shots, I'll think, I've got that. If I'm in shit, I'll think, I can hit that shot, I can shape it, I can do that. But I won't go out thinking, I've got a 65 in there, because I just don't feel that I feel I can get any shot that I'm required to do. I should be able to hit it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it comes down to the ability. Me and Graham don't have a draw in our locker.
Absolutely not.
I do, but I have to shut the face by about 50 degrees to get.
I can hit straight left.
Whereas somebody like Ken can hit the draw, which will put him back into a position.
Yeah.
To score. And I agree with Jeff, to be honest. A lot of it comes down to course management.
Yeah. 100%.
Don't put yourself in the position where you have to play the recovery shot.
Because then you start chasing.
And that's when
you
you go.
guys not just think that that's just your natural shape, though, because you will look at me and I'm hitting draws or more, but when I'm hitting that slider, I'm starting it on the draw line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
That's how my head sees shots, right to left. And I mean, you guys have been there when I'm saying I'm going to hit this slider here.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm aiming way left. No, off it goes on my draw line.
But yeah, in reality, you're not. You're just aiming it on your normal line. Yeah. No, I get that, and it's definitely a mental thing because it's doing something so far out your comfort zone, isn't it?
For me, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can hit them both ways, high and low, but that start line's my key.
Yeah. Well, we've got a couple of questions in that we'll rattle through. GC, glad you're on. Glad you're enjoying it. Question from GC: is World Handicap Systems in? Handicap in. It's been cut from 16 to 12.
Well done.
Any tips to play lower handicap? So, GC, all I can say is obviously what I've done for me to get low, and obviously I'm sure Lee and the other guys will comment as well. Literally lessons and practice, mate. Obviously, however you practice will be down to you, whatever you see fit. Personally, I like to practice on the course, drill things on the course, whereas Lee, on the other hand, will drill his arse off at the range. So it's finding the happy medium for you and just putting it into practice, mate. That's what I'd say to bring yourself down, and obviously playing competitions.
I'm going to be doing a video very shortly.
Yes.
I think a lot of it comes down to find out where your weak spot is, where you are underperforming on, and then practice that part so you sharpen that part up, and then maybe go on to, right, okay, so putting's my bad point. I'm going to work on my putting, still have your swing going, still keep doing what you're doing, but then practice your bad one, and that bad one will then become normal stroke better, and then you'll have something else you need to work on, whether it be your chipping around the green, your bunker play, your shot shaping, your ball striking, whatever it might be, and your handicap will soon drop off. I think a lot of it.
So here's one from. Sorry, carry on.
No, it's fine. Yeah. I'm done now.
You weren't interested anyway.
Oh, wow.
Here's one from you: birdie every whole course. Obviously, I birdied all 18 holes at Oak Ridge. Oh God, I ain't played there for a long time. It's Stoneleigh. Never in the same round, but yeah, I have birdied all 18, mate. And he's got a drawer in the locker. I'm pretty sure it's a sling and snap hook. Maybe.
Could I?
What about you, Lee? You birdied all holes at Carlisle?
On different occasions, I think I have. I think I've.
But yeah, that's what he's saying. Have you birdied them all?
I think that for me was why I started How Low Can I Go? So I know my strong holes and I know my weak holes.
Yeah.
So if on a video you see me birdieing, I don't know, let's say 3, 4, and 5, and over the course of 3 videos, I birdie 3, 4, and 5. Well, I know that they're not the tough holes for me. I know they're kind of like the easy holes. So then move it on to 3 different holes and then go from there. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. See you later, Kent. Have a good night at work.
Take care, Kent.
See you later, guys.
See you, Kent.
Bye.
Mr. Hargreaves, how are you? Hello, Kev. How's things?
All good, all good. I managed to get a quick 10, 15 minutes in, so I thought I'd come join this lovely chat that you've got going here.
Thanks.
No, it's quite civilized tonight.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ian's made a comment of he's finding his mindset to play safer than when he was younger, much more focused on making a pure strike with an accurate result. Ian, are you finding that you're getting better scores, better results from thinking like that? I think you probably would, wouldn't you? If you're focusing on strike rather than trying to nail it, you probably are going to get better results because you'll find the centre of the fairway more, I would assume. But that's an assumption.
You probably notice that your distances are irregular because you're finding the centre of the club face as opposed to off-centre strikes, toe strikes, heel strikes.
Yeah, because you've got more consistency.
So I would imagine his dispersions became very tight.
Mm-hmm.
His accuracy will have increased because of that, and his shot control will have increased. So be interesting to see if that's what you're doing now, what the handicap will then result in a few months' time when you get some low scores in.
Paul's made a cracking comment. A massive amount of people think they hit the ball further than they actually do. See it all the time. How much of a problem as amateur game do you think that is? Lee, how far do you at your 7-iron?
It varies.
Jeff, how far do you at yours?
150 yards.
Kev, how far do you at yours?
When I hit it the best, 165.
Sean?
Positive. Oh.
No, Sean. How far do you at yours, Sean? I don't think he can hear me. Aidan, how far do you at yours?
His microphone isn't picking him up.
How far do I hit what?
Your 7-iron.
Maybe about 150, 155. Yeah.
How many of you been on a launch? How many of you have been on a launch monitor?
Not recently.
Okay. Jeff?
Yeah, been on one.
Yeah. Kev? I know you have.
Yeah, quite recently. Yeah,
I know you have. I don't know golf nuts you have, so your numbers. This Happy Paul 7. See, when 9 times out of 10, when you ask an amateur golfer how far do you hit your 7-iron, the answer is Lee. What's the answer, Lee?
Oh, probably 160 yards.
It's generally 150, 160 yards every single time, and that's a fact. I hit mine, carry 154, 155, roll out 160 plus. But
I guess it could depend.
That is a massive problem because amateurs don't know how far they hit the ball. Like I'll play with my dad. He plays off 22, plays off about 52, but that's another story.
Oh, pure magic, Mick.
Magic, yeah. And he's got 200 yards in. Dad, what you hitting? 6-iron. Mate, I ain't hitting 6-iron from 200 yards. I'll be all right. And he's short. Massively short because he doesn't know how far he hits his clubs, and that's a huge issue with amateur golfers not knowing the distances. I think
on my screen on my phone, remember when I did the Lynx VT?
Yes, yeah,
right.
You've got your yardages.
I've got my numbers. So the longest with my own club was 171 yards.
Well, you use Callaway rocket launches, don't you? Strong lofted.
You calm yourself down. Rolling out to 191. So it's 191 yards roll out. But the Lynx gave me more average between 165 and 173.
Yeah.
With a roll out to 184. But that was when I'm striking it well. If I'm not striking it well, I ain't in anywhere near that.
See, we got some numbers flying up on the screen. So Mr. Wood rips his 200 yards. Oh, and we know you hit yours 200 yards, but it's off the planet.
Lucky bastard.
Corey knocks hers about 130 on the launch monitor, average about 120. Big Oggy 135. GC 125. Tommy Edgar 170, 175. Tom, your 170, 175, is that carry distance or rollout? I'd be interested to know, and is that on the range or on the course? Because obviously you play at St Andrews and it runs forever. So I'd be interested to know that one. Yes, GC, that is golf nuts on his phone case. He's selling merch. Do you want to buy some?
Not available till January.
Yeah, I think knowing your yardages is massively important for any improvement. If you want to improve, you need to know how far you're hitting the ball. You also need to know your miss.
I mean, if you want to geek out a little bit,
Can we?
Can we? So we're all saying varying between 125 to 200 yards.
Yeah.
What about when it's cold or hot?
Yeah.
What about when the wind's behind or ahead? If it's off the left, it's off the right. All varying.
What about altitude as well? It's all massive variance.
Agreed.
I also find. Sorry. No, go on.
I was going to say, it depends as well whether or not you've actually hit some balls on the range. How loose are you? Because for me, that's a massive difference. That will add or lose 20 yards easy.
Yeah.
100%. You see it with the when you go to the range and you're on the top tracer hitting your driver. You can guarantee you'll hit a driver 30 yards different from the start of the system to the end of the system.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, Sean, I can hear you now, mate.
Aha!
So yeah, being warm makes a massive difference. And how many of us, Lee, I know you do it because we do it together. How many of us drive 2 hours to a golf course, get out the car, hit a few putts, go on the golf course?
Exactly.
Can I just add into
that's
that?
me all over that.
Yeah.
When I shot my first 65, I did that as well.
Did you?
Yeah.
Stop bragging.
Yeah, but that's when you were young and supple, mate. You wouldn't do that now.
I've never been supple. I was once young, but I've never been supple.
Do you know when you're talking about hitting your 7-iron, though, I find if I go to a 6, there's not much difference.
That's inconsistency in strike.
Yeah. But then if I go to a 5, there's another 10 yards, 15 yards difference.
Which it should really be like 25, 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, that will come with time, mate. When you have your lessons and your handicap done comes down and your strike gets more consistent, your gapping will change throughout the bag.
Yeah.
See, it was quite interesting as well. I did a video and posted it last week, which is doing great, and I'm not plugging that video on here. But interestingly, that video come from Golf Mates. So Liam did it first about always aiming for the back of the green, because in reality, if you know the furthest you're ever going to hit it, if you aim for the back of the green, you've got 20 to 30 yards of hitting it short.
Yeah.
And then James Robinson did it as well. And literally, again, if a pro's doing it and considering it on his video, and he said he had a cracking round, it just kind of, for me, that's a game changer for me. And I've never really even done it or considered it. Just aim for the back. No matter where the flag is, aim for the back.
Yeah, that's not a bad. Yeah, it works. It works. I think it depends on the golfer as well. Like if you're an aggressive golfer, it becomes hard for you to do that.
Totally.
If you're a golfer that just wants to make a score, yeah, of course. Find them. I tend to, if I just want to get it round and get a tidy score, I'll always aim for the heart of the green and hopefully 2-putt.
Yeah, I was just going to say that too. Aim for the heart of the green.
Yeah. That's what I've always been taught. Aim for the heart. Then you're always going to be in a reasonable 2-putt area, to be fair. Fergs is in the house.
Happening back.
Thanks.
How do I get like the multi-screen app?
Oh.
So all I can
Mate,
see
hang
is
on.
all I can see is you, Graham, and it makes putting me off my dinner plan.
Best to be fair, mate.
In one of the corners, you'll have gallery view or speaker view.
I never thought I'd say this, man. I'm feeling cold in Houston right now.
Gallery view.
Yeah. That's the one. But yeah, I think...
Sorry, boys, by the way.
You sorted it now, mate. Technical issue sorted.
Nope.
GC's made a comment saying, Jeff, your lofts might be wrong. Don't think your lofts will be wrong because your clubs are, 12 months old? They're quite new, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think with Jeff, it's literally down to inconsistency in strike more than anything, rather than incorrect lofts. So...
Yeah, I've not been playing golf that long, so that's probably the reason behind it.
I think that'll be more than anything, mate. It's inconsistency on strike. So...
Going back to the second question then, Jeff. Somebody who's new into the game, because I think it's fair to say whoever's on here now has been playing golf for a while.
Yeah.
You've recently came into golf, and how we obviously speak about when me and Graham used to play, we had our gap, and then when we came back, we have that mental, we used to be able to do it. How does it make you feel as a new golfer who is relatively high handicap, when you've been to lessons and so forth, how does that make you feel as opposed to when you stand on the first tee?
I don't know really. I mean, to be honest, I'm playing golf and I'm just enjoying it at the moment. I'm not.
Yeah.
My handicap don't make no difference to me. It's not something I'm chasing at the moment. I probably will do later on, like everybody else does. But at the moment, I'm not. I'm just going out and hitting ball and just enjoying it. That's it, really. To be honest,
I think that's a massive key part as well, isn't it? Just getting out and enjoying it.
Yeah, but I'm enjoying the people that I'm playing with as well. You know, so I'm playing with people that are, like I said, really low handicappers. So I'm getting advice off them as well. Not when I first started, I was getting advice about changing my grip, and I stopped listening to all that. That's what my pro gets paid for, so I'll listen to him. But the people that are talking to me about course management and stuff like that, and that for me is the most important bit that I need to get right. That course management bit.
And I think you'll pick that up from the other golfers that you play with as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's when I'm going out and playing with other people that have got good handicaps or low handicaps. Then I'm watching and I'm watching what golf clubs are picking. So I know I'm not going to reach as far as them, but I know what my limitations are with my golf clubs. So I can come down a little bit. And it's like if you're in woods and just chipping out rather than trying to knock it out and, you know, drop 2 shots rather than just dropping 1 shot, you know, stuff like that. It's hard sometimes, but by playing with better players, I'm finding that's got better.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
I think there are times where you just need to take your punishment and off you go.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. You just got to get it back in play and get it up to the green.
But so, even advice that you've given, Graham, I mean, you'll give at least some advice about putting.
No, it screwed me right up.
That day we played at Sandhill, he couldn't miss a putt, could he?
No.
So that wasn't down to him, Jeff. That was my own hard work.
Yeah.
I'm more amazed that you're actually putting well.
You can piss off and all.
Aidan, he never missed a putt.
His putting's improved a lot.
Oh, really?
A lot.
That's good to hear.
He's just rest for his game's gone to shite.
It has, to be fair.
Couldn't get any worse either, to be fair. His putting.
It couldn't, mate. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Terrible, but.
Yeah. Not the one. Right then, boys and girls. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm going to have to cut it short because I've got things to do. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, guys, please do. Give this video a like as well before you leave. Thanks so much. And I will see you all next Wednesday, 5 o'clock. Tune in.
Well, at least
Link
I got
in the
it
description
working.
again. Take care, boys and girls.
Did that last 33 minutes?
Yes, mate, it did.